Hey everyone, I'm your host Yasmine Belle. Welcome to Money Matterz Radio. This show is specially made for you if you are a woman seeking to build her own powerhouse from the inside and out and intentionally shows up as the CEO of her own life to dream, execute, and lead with confidence while making an impact. This is a safe space to have the courageous conversation of all things money matters and everything in between while we empower leadership growth to have the life you really love. Welcome to another episode of Money Matterz Radio. Thank you for letting me share my voice with you today as we are going to discuss how to master your money and set yourself free. How can you make money work for you? Wouldn't it be amazing if we had such a simple one-size-fits-all solution? Well, it can be simple or it can be difficult. That really would depend on how you approach it. But I'm going to focus on simplicity with you today so that you can master your money and set yourself free from the shackles of limiting beliefs. Here we go. If you're not very good at budgeting or a financial expert, or you feel overwhelmed when it comes to your money situation, well, you're not alone. So as a financial coach, I teach women entrepreneurs and CEOs to gain their powerhouse around money and live an abundant life in all areas. So this is my inspiration for creating this podcast, and I'm so excited to share my journey with you. When I speak at certain Money Matterz workshops, women would come up to me and tell me how relieved they were when they applied simple tools and tactics that I have offered to them during these events, and it changed their financial habits. I knew at that point I was onto something. Now, being an expert in the money sector, it doesn't happen overnight, and you have to keep that in mind, that nothing is black and white, and it should be dealt with a bit of flexibility and a lot of self-love. So you must live in creation as opposed to living in survival. So there's no right or wrong to think about money. There's simply different personalities and different motivation. The stronger you become in your financial sector, the faster you become stronger and better for everyone else. And the quicker you get a look at your vision board and say to yourself, wow, I have manifested a lot of things I wanted already. Have you ever tried to budget and failed so many times, or headed to a money seminar where you were so pumped that you were going to apply everything you've learned to your current situation and kept it up for a week, maybe two, and then the balloon of excitement fizzles out and lacking momentum and follow through? Sounds familiar? Well, you're not alone. So here are a few tips to not lose momentum on your money goals. Number one, know why you want to master your money and set yourself free. So be super clear. Feel the emotion of what it would feel like if you had that life that you've always dreamed of. So be very clear in your intention and in your vision. Very important. And then number two, be consistent with your money goals. So you owe it to yourself to show up for yourself and trust the process. Right? So number two, always be consistent. Such a very powerful focus. Number three, self-care plus self-love equals self-trust. So trust yourself that you can do this. Number four, consistency, because like anything that is worth achieving in life, you have to be consistent. So if you want to achieve your desired income, never quit. Don't quit it. Never quit on your dreams. Number five, have an accountability partner. Is a game changer. So surround yourself with like-minded people that seek the same goals and share the same money values, so you can learn and grow from each other. So community is such an important, factor in having an accountability partner. So number six, repetition. Repetition is doing it over and over and over again until you train your brain that makes this chemical that affects your neurochemical conditions of your mind, which starts to reprogram your mind into positive money habits. So repetition is key. Vibe of the day. Motivation is how you get started, and habit is what keeps you going. Jim Rohn. What is your money story? And are you honest with your money story? What are you telling yourself that are limiting beliefs? Women come to me for help, and I wish I had $1 for every time I heard this limiting belief. I am a great earner, but a spender and not a saver. Sounds familiar? Well, you need to change those limiting beliefs and start calling yourself a saver. Why? Because words matter. and for that matter, money matters. So the question of the day is, are you willing to do the work and master your money to set yourself free? It's so unfortunate that there's so much underlying fear around money, and people are so afraid to talk about it. If you feel intimidated about money, you probably were raised in a family that didn't really understand or didn't have a good relationship with money. So the thing is about money is, if you're intimidated about money, then you will tell yourself this negative limiting story. So such as, oh, I'm bad with money, shame, right? I overspent this week, guilt, I'm out of control, negative thoughts, I'm an emotional spender, guilt and shame, and all these stories and limited beliefs we have start making all this monkey noise and chaos in our minds. It's really unfortunate. So it starts now. So you need to reframe it so your thoughts and emotions become positive. So you cannot have a negative thought and expect a positive life. It's just that simple. You know, it happens to the best of us. And also, as an accountant, growing up in a family where we're so fortunate not to worry about money and, you know, and needs, made some financial decisions that were not the brightest, you know, and I can own up to it. And, you know, this is why I'm standing with you here today, you know, to teach you, so that I'm hoping that, you know, you get to not make the same mistakes as I did, and also to guide you, because, you know, as much as I love my family and they gave us everything we've ever wanted and needed, you know, there was still that education behind it in case of that happened, or in case of something happening, right? It was always like implied, right, that, you know, nothing would ever happen. So, and unfortunately it did. So, you know, there's always a plot twist. And so you have to be educated with your money no matter what situation you're in. And, you know, it's all, again, it's gaining that powerhouse in your life, right? So it's not about how much money you have. It's about knowing and doing and being. And, you know, we're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to, you know, it's all risk. I mean, I'm an entrepreneur. I take risks every day, and I hope that, you know, I follow my intuition, and I hope that this is it. This is the game changer. And sometimes I'm like, yes, I've succeeded, and sometimes I'm like, oh, not so much. But you have to learn from that, and this is what what it's all about. It's about learning and not feeling shame and not feeling overwhelmed. This is about sharing, you know, sharing. I don't want to say sharing is caring, but, you know, because it's so cliche, but it really is at this point. But the takeaway here is I picked up myself by myself with I lost all my investments, like everything. I worked so hard, you know, when the 2008, 2009 crash happened. I mean, it was, woo, yeah. It still kind of brings up some emotion, clearly, but you know what? I managed to pick up. I managed to get back on my feet. I managed to rebuild. I managed to become even stronger. And now I'm so glad that happened, because it allowed me, to be on social media, which is insane. If you would have told me I'd have been on YouTube not even less than a year ago, I think you'd be really, you know, that you're hysterical and then you need to check yourself in the loony bin. But, you know, here we are, right? So it's funny how life works, and you have to be easy on yourself, and you have to care for yourself in a kind way, in a kid way, you know. I picked up myself, and I, you know, I'm a trooper. I'm a warrior. I'm such a warrior, and that's the mentality you have to have. You have to have the warrior mentality for your money. It's so important. And the funny thing is, what I want to share with you during my journey of loss and gain is the story that I had to be more in love with the story of my future than from my past. So that is where the magic happened. So started to believe in what could happen, as opposed to, oh, that thing happened, so I'm not going to do it again, right? So food for thought. So be gentle with yourself and be kind, and talk to yourself as you would if you did to a loved one. So once you have mastered this step, you will allow yourself to be in receiving value of your life, which is creating flow and good positive outcome that will start manifesting in your life. So please be open, surrender yourself. And when I say surrender, it's just being open and being allowing things to happen without having to resist and force things. It's quite powerful. Trust me on that. So who knew it would be that simple, right? So, well, it is simple as you make it. So rewire your beautiful mind to seek positive thoughts about money and life in general. There's so much beauty around us and not a lot of people see it. So start reframing your mind by saying, if I earn more, I will have more and I will be able to give more. Cha-ching! It is exhausting living paycheck to paycheck, so reduce your expenses drastically and learn about your personal finances and go through a financial overhaul. So one of my favorite Buddha quotes is, if you do not have 20 minutes to meditate, then you need it most. Therefore, if you are afraid or do not want to make time to be, in a romantic relationship with your finances, then darling, you need it most. You got this. You can start by creating a budget, and as you are ironing out all your numbers, be sure to plan for those unexpected curveballs. Those things that go into a budget for unexpected costs. So therefore, my tip would be to have a specific account specifically designed for those curveball items. That way you can use those funds and not feel like you're breaking your budget, such as my car broke down, my dog got sick, roof is leaking, etc. And this will help you anticipate those curveballs and not dip into your credit cards to cover those costs, which again is that revolving wheel of debt. So we want to try to limit those. So if you can pre-plan, even if it's $50 a month to put into that, super duper emergency fund, it will help you anticipate that contingency, budget line item. Here's a WomanCEO financial tip for you. If you can get all your expenses on a credit card, then pay your credit card in full, mind you, in full, then you will get an idea of your expenses. So this will allow you also to utilize the benefits of having a credit card, such as, mileage, double points, etc. So yes, so make money work for you. In today's economy, finances are a high stressor, and being able to live below your means is the first step to creating a life of financial freedom. And when you really break it down, your rent or your mortgage is mostly your highest payment. So be sure that you are choosing wisely. Your goal on your personal expenses should be around 50% of your income, right? And I know a lot of people are not living by those rules, right? Start by cutting out all this unnecessary costs. You can do this by this exercise by identifying your wants and needs for each transaction. This will liberate you from cash flow so you can invest in your life and in your future. You can do this. I know what you're thinking right now. I can't do this. I don't even know where to start. That is not an option for a warrior attitude. Let me tell you, you need to take control of your finances and stop making excuses. We only have solutions. So as Tony Robbins says, always, 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 and this is like embedded in me and I have to literally repeat it to myself every single day, is spend 5% on the problem and 95% on the solution. So there you have it from a billionaire. And I'm like slightly obsessed with Tony Robbins, but this is a different story for a different day. So dive deep and learn about your money matters. So here are some money journaling questions to think of. What is one money limiting beliefs that is holding you back? Again, what is one money beliefs that is holding you back? And it doesn't matter where you are in your financial journey. We all got one. So dig deep and be honest with yourself. This is how self-care and self-love and self-trust gets ignited. Trust me on this. So that's number one. What is the money belief that's holding you back? Number two, what is one action step that you can take today to demonstrate that you are ready for a new money belief? Do you have a personal budget? If yes, do you personally monitor your budget? If not, do you have the discipline to track your own personal finances? Number four, what are your healthy and positive thoughts around money? And number five, who will be your accountability partner to share your money goals with? So every day when I wake up, I ask myself, what can be the greatest expression of myself today? So be clear on what you want and who you want to be and what you want to think, and maintain that state during your whole day. So it's so important to remain, and be the creator of your life, right? So be the creator of your life. Everything starts with your thought, right? So practice patience. Practice and also have patience and self-love, right? And repetition, all those things. It's like a domino effect. Some of my friends, they ask me, they're like, Yasmine, you're a financial coach, but you're so you're so spiritual and grounded and motivation. And I'm like, you know what? Because here's the thing. As I've learned along the way, it's not one thing. It's not one thing that you have to master. It's once you master one, it's like, I don't know, it's like a magic happens. It's like, wow, it opens up this door and this door and this door, and then you start really being aware in your surrounding, and it's quite beautiful. It's quite magic. So if you can feel the magic that everything is interlinked with each other, then you will be on your way to financial freedom. But it has to start with this, right? It's easy to go and say, I'm going to go to a very expensive financial advisor, and he's going to take care of my money, and I'm going to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and voila, right? But here's the thing. The power lies within you. So you need to know your power, and you need to know your money. And it could, even if it's the basic, this is super, 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 super basic things that I'm teaching you, but so many people, so many beautiful, powerful women and creators come to me, and they are just so disheveled. And, but it comes with changing your beliefs. I will stick by this, like 100. It really is standing by your beliefs and really truly believing in yourself. And as women, we're powerhouses. We can do 101 things. I joke with my bbest friends, and I can't believe I'm actually going to tell you this, but my super, super duper close tribe, I'm like, you know what, one day I'm going to be, I'm going to give birth, and, don't be surprised if I have a laptop in a hand, a vacuum in the other, and, I am, CEO of a company. Like, it's just because women, we are able to juggle and maintain and do so much. This is such an important time in our lives to support each other, because we are creating the leaders of our future generation. So I'm such a passionate advocate and person regarding supporting women and supporting each other. So please, 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 I urge you to gain your financial power and never let anybody take control of your financial power, regardless of how much money he has or his prestige, or regardless. And this also goes to men as well. I can flip it around and do the same. Always gain your own power. That way you always will make the decisions from your place, from your intuition, from your heart, and from that peace, that place of peace, as opposed to lack. I guess that's the word that came to me. So so always come from a place of abundance, and that way you will always know. You'll always be aligned. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed our episode on Master Your Money and Set Yourself Free. If you are seeking a financial coach and would like me to help you one-on-one, please visit my website at WomanCEO Inc. to schedule a call. I cannot wait to meet you. So together is better. So please join our Facebook group at WomanCEO Money Chat, as well as our podcast, which is listed on Spotify and iTunes at Money Matterz Radio. So don't forget, you guys, live with intention, own your journey, and show up as a CEO of your own life. Until next time, ciao. Thank you for listening to our episode, and be sure to follow us on our podcast at Money Matterz Radio and YouTube channel at Money Matterz TV for the latest episode released each week. And don't forget to become a member on our Facebook group at WomanCEO Inc. Money Chat for the latest financial hacks and roundtable discussion. Live with intention, own your powerhouse, and show up as a CEO of your own life. Until next time, ciao.